Guys, welcome to your monthly reading. This reading is going to be for the sun, moon, and rising sign of a Gemini. We're going to take a look at what general messages your spirit team wants to relay to you for this month of October and going forward. Now, please keep in mind that this is just a general reading, meaning that the messages may or may not resonate with you. However, do take the ones that does resonate, leave the rest behind. Also, feel free to check out my other videos for your other sign placements if you find that there are no particular messages in this particular reading for you. Okay, so with that being said, thank you for being present. Let's go ahead and get into your reading. All right, before we do get into your reading, I would like to say thank you to all of my returning as well as new viewers. As you may or may not have noticed by now, I do my readings not with the intent of telling you that your life is going to be full of rainbows and butterflies. Okay, that's not to say that it couldn't be, but instead I do my readings with the intent of showcasing current events in your life and how you can respond to them in a way that will help shape and mold you into a better version of yourself, okay, as you go through this thing we call life. So with that being said, I was called to introduce a new component to my readings, okay, and that is this here. So I'll be pulling cards from this Who Are You deck, okay? So if you're watching this video and the messages are resonating with you, I encourage you to watch till the end, where I will end the reading off with cards pulled from this particular deck, okay, the Who Are You deck. It's a point of reflection that you can take with you alongside the messages from the video, okay? I really hope you like the new component. Let me know in the comments. And with that being said, we'll go ahead and get right into your reading. So your oracle messages, we are going to start off with those. And you guys have solitude. All right, interestingly enough, I did Libra's reading before yours and they got the same oracle message. So if you have any Libra in your chart, that may be a reading you would like to go check out. All right, so solitude says, look at your life with a deeper, more spiritual understanding to help you get your priorities straight. All right, so you guys have solitude there. All right, and then you also have Virgo, all right, which is humility, integrity, details. The message says you're unique and your life is your own. Build a routine that works for you and helps you stabilize your life. All right. So far a message of maybe stability and prioritizing. Let's see. Your last oracle message is Taurus. All right, and it says material world, stability, stubborn. All right, so there's the stability again. All right, and it says bit by bit, step by step, whatever seeds you plant will sit quietly for a while, then come up strong. All right. So just maybe a message of patience there for some of you. But let's go ahead and jump into your reading, see what else your guides want you to know. So thank you, beautiful angels of spirit guides, ancestors. Can you please guide this reading for me and show me what is Gemini's current situation? What? All right, and you guys have the Queen of Swords. Okay. And what is the current challenge for Gemini? What is the current challenge? All right, so you guys have the Emperor as your current challenge. And what advice do you have for Gemini beautiful angels, spirit guides, ancestors. What advice do you have for them? All right, and you guys have the Five of Pentacles. And lastly, what is the expected outcome? Okay, and we have the King of Wands there as your expected outcome. All right, card at the bottom of the deck for you guys. You guys do have the Four of Swords. All right, having to take that time to rest and relax. Okay. All right, so let's see what you guys have going on for yourself. You know, the first message I got, like as I was laying the cards down, with this Five of Pentacles showing up here in the advice position, was, you know, to not feel sorry for yourself. All hope is not lost. Okay. You guys are looking towards something. You have your focus towards something. Trying to look beyond the horizon. All right. Maybe not feeling in your power at this moment, or maybe not being in control of a situation at this moment. So you guys are really honing in maybe on possible solutions or outcomes that can come from a situation that you guys may be currently involved in, right? You have the Queen of Swords here. All right, in your current situation. All right, so the Queen of Swords, she is the analyzer, right? She is going to, as you can see here, have that laser focus on her goals, on her objectives, on her priorities, whatever the case may be. And she situates herself, or she puts herself in, you know, a particular situation to where she can analyze it from many and different angles, right? As you can see how she sits up top, so that she can make sure that her view is unobstructed, right? She's going to really make sure that she can see what she needs to see so that she can move forward. All right, so maybe some of you guys are looking for a way out, is what I'm getting, right? Looking for a way out of a situation. Because this brings me back to the Taurus card here, where it says bit by bit, step by step. Okay, whatever seeds you plant will sit quietly for a while. Okay, then come up strong. All right, so eventually there will be something to come from any of the work that you've put in towards something, any efforts that you've put in towards something. That's so to say that the work that you've done thus far will not go in vain, right? With the Emperor showing up in the challenge position, some of you may have issues with an authority figure, right? That's for some of you, I'm getting, but not for everyone. Some of you guys may have issues with an authority figure in your life. All right. Doesn't necessarily, it can be, you know, a boss, okay, or just whoever you would consider having, you know, that type of having that type of character, right, in your life, someone who you would consider authoritative, right? You may have issues with them. For others, I feel like some of you may feel like you have lost control, okay, in a situation with the Emperor being there in a challenge, right? Feeling like things are kind of out of your grasp or out of the grips, and they're not where you want them to be, right? So you may be in this place where you're just really, you know, zoning in, right, on, you know, what can be done about this, right? Overly analyzing, overly stressing the situation so that you get the desired outcome that you may be looking for. All right. Like I said, with this Five of Pentacles, the initial message I got was to don't feel sorry for yourself in whatever situation that this is, because not all hope is lost. All right. As you can see here, she has this rosebud that is, a part of, I would assume to be the dress, her dress or whatnot. As you can see, it's not completely dead. Even though the surrounding situation or circumstances around her with this looking like it's being like she's standing in a blizzard, right? The rose still has some life to it. So this is to say that regardless of what situations are surrounding you or around you, all hope is not lost if those aren't the best situations or circumstances at the time, right? Because there's still life in this rose here. It's not completely withered. It's not completely gone, right? It still has its color, right? It still has its formation. So there's still hope there, right? And another thing I point out in this particular Five of Pentacles card is that there's lights in the background, meaning that there's a place to go. Okay, so she can go inside, to further take care of herself, right? She doesn't have to be out in the cold, all right? So that's just to say too that there are choices, okay? In the expected outcome position, you guys have the King of Wands, all right? Beautiful to show up in the expected outcome because the King of Wands does signify you standing in your power confidently, right? Feeling confident, feeling that you have overcome or weathered, in this case, the storm, right? And this is to say that things do play out eventually in a way that works for you, okay? So that you have this here with the Taurus card. I'm gonna bring that one up again. The seeds that you're planting right now, all right, even though they may not seem fruitful, they will be, all right? So even though you may feel like there's a lack of control, there's a lack of control over your life on your end, things I feel like it's saying will turn around, all right? And you may be in this current energy of looking for ways for that to happen, all right? But then let us go ahead and clarify to see if we can get more messages for you guys. All right. And then too, I'm going to bring up this Solitude card again. It's asking you to look at your life with a deeper, more spiritual understanding. All right. And that could be, something that is needed, okay, on your part in order for you, just like the card mentions, help to get your priorities straight. So that way you can bring more stability into your life. All right. Let's move this one up. All right, so then let us clarify, why is the Queen of Swords here? Thank you, beautiful angels, spirit guides, ancestors. Why is the Queen of Swords here in the position of the current situation for Gemini? Why is the Queen of Swords here? All right, so you guys have the Ace of Pentacles, right? But it is in the reverse. So maybe you guys missed out on some opportunities, or maybe some opportunities passed you guys by, all right? Which could be part of why you feel like a loss of control of something. Maybe your finances in this case, or maybe just, life in general. All right. So there was maybe a opportunity that was lost or something that passed you by. And with her looking with that telescope with the Queen of Swords there, maybe some of you guys are in a position of looking for new employment, right? For whoever of those that this applies to. Some of you are definitely in that position of seeking out new employment. Let's clarify why it's the Emperor here. But I feel like too, with this Five of Pentacles being here in the advice position, I get a strong sense of like not feeling sorry for yourself. All right. To not, stay in conditions, right, that is only going to wither you away rather than give you the growth, all right, that you may be looking for. All right. So remembering to pick up the pieces, guys, and move them where they can grow, so to say. Why is the Emperor here? All right, so you have the Nine of Pentacles. All right, maybe, yeah, some of you guys not feeling financially sufficient at this time, right? So I do feel like there was a loss of something somewhere for some of you that has definitely maybe affected you financially, right? For some of you is what I'm getting, right? A missed opportunity, a lost opportunity, maybe a loss of a job, and so now you're in a position where you're looking for something else, but you're not feeling, Nine of Pentacles is normally about feeling financially independent, right? Putting in the hard work, seeing the results in return, right? So maybe some of you are not feeling that right now because of surrounding situations or circumstances. Okay. Five of Pentacles. Why is the Five of Pentacles here in a position of the advice? Thank you, beautiful angels, spirit guides, ancestors. Why is this Five of Pentacles here? All right, we have the Three of Pentacles. What did I say, guys? I said, not to feel sorry for yourself, pick yourself up. Three of Pentacles is all about putting in the work, right? Putting in the work, having that team effort done, so that you get the whatever desired outcome you are seeking, right? So this is to say, I feel like once you acknowledge whatever losses some of you guys may have went through, once you acknowledge it and pick up and move on, right, you'll then put yourself back in that spotlight. All right, you'll put yourself back in that spotlight to where people will understand and appreciate what you can bring to the table, right? But it's also, if you're searching for something, guys, for whoever that applies for, whether it's job, relationship, whatever, if you're searching for something, as you can see with this the Queen of Swords being there, if you're in the process of doing that, then with this Three of Pentacles showing up and the advice position, I do feel like you will find what you are searching for. So there is going to be some good to come out of it, right? Three of Pentacles, like I said, it's all about teamwork, team effort. So this could be you going somewhere where now you're a part of a team. So whereas you may not have had that in the most recent past, or you lost out on that in the most recent past, there is going to be an opportunity for you to kind of step back in that area of your life. All right. But it's going to call for you to pick up the pieces, right? Pick up where you left off at, not really feeling sorry about, what has happened in the past, because that's no longer serving you. All right. Thank you, beautiful angels, spirit guides, ancestors. Why is the King of Wands here in the position of the expected outcome? And like I said, I like the King of Wands being there because that definitely signifies you standing back in your power. All right. You have the Ten of Wands to clarify this King of Wands. All right. So just really looking, as you can see, it's like she came a long way, right? She's on this journey. You can see there's like a steep hill in the background, but she came a long way, baggage and all, right? And this is just to say that you'll persevere through the long journey that you're going through at this time, Gemini. There will be perseverance to the point where you can stand in your power, but it will require you to put in the work. All right. half of 10 is 5. All right, so that 5 being there is asking you to, like I said, pick up the pieces, move it along. All right, take the journey that is required of you, even though it may be a steep, long, hard journey, taking it so that you can end at your final destination, right? Like I say, it may though require just a lot of work on your end, putting in the effort. All right, putting in the effort so that you can get to where you're trying to go. All right, we have the Page of Wands at the bottom of the deck. New opportunity, new focus, just really going out there, exploring options. Okay. All right, so let's get some oracle messages. See what else your spirit team wants you to know. Thank you, beautiful angels, spirit guides, ancestors. Please, 3 messages for my lovely Geminis. 3 messages for Geminis, please. All right, and you guys have lessons, and it says you're learning a spiritual lesson that will assist you in your journey to spiritual growth. Be patient with yourself. All right, so this is a good time to look at whatever this may be going on in you guys' life. Look at it and see what lesson do you feel like you were supposed to learn from it, right? Because you also have this solitude card here, right? And it says look at your life with a deeper, more spiritual understanding. So this to me also signifies that there was definitely a lesson to be learned out of whatever was lost for you guys. Okay, so now the key thing is for you to figure out what that lesson is. All right, so that you can continue to grow and move on. 2 more messages, please. Thank you, beautiful angels, spirit guides, ancestors. 2 more messages for my lovely Geminis. 2 more messages, please. All right, so you have 2. Okay, so you have heart calling. Okay, and it says reveal your heart's calling. You have everything you need, and now is the time to follow your heart's desire. All right, so whatever it is that you guys lost, maybe it was so that you could focus on your heart calling. All right, because had you not lost it, then you wouldn't have been able to do that. All right, so then lastly, you have inner child. And it says connect with your inner child and listen to what your child self has to say as you move forward on your journey. All right. So that's the time to, reflect. Another point of reflection. All right. And really just taking what it's meant to be taken from the scenario. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to look at 2 aspects of your shadow self, Gemini, that you guys can focus on during this time as it relates to the messages in this reading that will help you further along on your path. All right, so beautiful angels, spirit guides, ancestors, what aspects of the shadow self can Gemini work on during this time? 2 aspects of the shadow self that Gemini can work on during this time. All right, and you guys have greedy shadow. Okay, and it says intense desire for wealth and power, materialistic, worldly, hungry for status. All right, and it says acknowledge that everything outside of your core needs leads you further from happiness and freedom. Okay, again, it says acknowledge that everything outside of your core needs leads you further from happiness and freedom. All right, so this too is like maybe some of you were overindulgent, okay, and you losing out on something. Maybe that was the lesson. Okay, sometimes we have to be stripped of something in order to appreciate either that more or to appreciate other aspects of our life or other areas of our life more, right? Because we're not appreciating it when we're indulge in, for instance, materialistic things, right? We can't appreciate our loved ones. We can't appreciate our health. We can't appreciate our well-being because we're too focused on material things or just money in general, right? So this is maybe the lesson. The lesson is for you to address your greedy shadow, all right? Especially with this Ace of Pentacles coming up in reverse. All right, maybe some of you guys had your focus more on the wrong thing, and Spirit was saying, no, no, no. This is not what your focus should be, right? And now it's time for you to focus on your heart's calling. But maybe being in a financial comfortable position made you feel empowered, all right? And when it was taken away from you, if that's the case for whoever, it left you feeling, not financially secure. All right, but Spirit is here to say that that is not the goal. Okay, that is not the focus. All right, so don't feel like because you are without money or finances or whatever the case may be that you don't have. So I do feel like that is a strong message, that to be without money is to not be without. All right, because there's so much life or so much more to life than that. And I think that is, I'm getting that is the lesson for the bulk of you, right? But let's get one more shadow aspect that you guys can work on. Yeah, especially with that solitude coming up. Look at your life with a deeper, more spiritual understanding. All right, get your priorities straight. So yeah, some of your priorities were not in the right place, guys. But I do feel like with that, the Three of Pentacles showing up, the King of Wands showing up, things are going to come together, right? You'll be able, I feel like, to be able to feel empowered without having to be financially sound, so to say, right? I feel like that's saying that there will be an opening where you will eventually realize that the King of Wands is about passion, right? Fire is passion. So that's to say that you'll recognize that there is a passion inside of you that is to be ignited. That's maybe going to help you to explore a different part of yourself that you not necessarily had focused on before, right? Because you were to indulge in material things or financial things, right? But this is, I feel like, a time where you will be ignited spiritually. All right. And this is when you can travel on that journey, even though it may be a hard one, right? Travel on that journey to get to the ultimate destination that Spirit has in plan for you. All right. So you guys have duality shadow. All right, and it says unable to merge two opposite sides of them, double life, conflict within, split personality. All right, and it says learn to embrace your opposite sides, appreciate them, and realize that each one contains something valuable. So I feel like too, this is like saying that some of you may have a feeling like you can't have one without the other, or maybe you feel like as long as you have one, the other one is not needed. Just really embracing that, it's okay to want a fruitful life, but you have to, how to balance wanting a fruitful life as well as wanting to, take care of passions and desires. So not just, so to say, being willing to do any and everything just to say that you're well off financially, right? Embracing that other side of you. All right, that's the inner child of you, right? That child that likes to explore. You had the Page of Wands at the bottom of one deck. That child that likes to learn, that child that likes to grow, that child that likes to discover things about himself and others, right? And then just not being in a place where it's all about the money, okay, or all about the Benjamins I'm getting. All right. So now let us pull an archetype message for you guys. Take a look at what message Spirit has for you in that sense. So thank you, beautiful angels, spirit guides, ancestors. One archetype message, please, for my lovely Geminis. One archetype message, please, for Geminis. All right, and you guys have the drama queen. All right, and it says things aren't as bad as they seem. Careful not to overreact to situations while emotions are running high. All right, so I feel like too, that's just saying like whatever you went through, it's not a big of loss as you think, Gemini. If anything, there was a lesson to be learned from it, and this is probably what Spirit had to do, honestly, to get your attention. All right, I do feel like that is for some of you. Some things, whatever's going on for you at this time, it was going on, or it was done to grab your attention so that you can really look at what your heart calling is, right? Really see things from a different angle, or the bigger picture, so to say. All right. So lastly, as I mentioned, I'm going to now pull I already pulled the 4 cards from the Who Are You deck. And these cards can be used, or the questions on the cards can be used as a point of reflection for you guys as it relates to the messages that you may have gotten from this reading, or just like in general. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at those. All right, so we have for the relationship component, is it more important to be sexually attracted to your partner or to have great conversations? All right, and this brings me to the duality. All right, how I mentioned that some of you, it's like, maybe some of you, it's like you can't have one without the other, and then the other is like, oh yeah, only one is good enough, right? So if this reading resonated with you on more of a relationship level, that is a question for you. And then under passion and strength, you have, what knowledge and skills have you developed over your lifetime? All right. What knowledge and skills have you developed over your lifetime? Okay. And that may bring you to you figuring out what your heart calling is. All right. Letting go of the greedy shadow aspect of yourself and the duality shadow aspect of yourself. Okay. And from fears and insecurities, you have, are you surrounded by people who are nurturing, or are you surrounded by people who put you down? All right. And like what I said with this 5 of Pentacles card there, you know, there's lights in the background. All right. So if the current situation or circumstances surrounding you at the moment are not beneficial to you, then you have the option to move inside. All right. And surround yourself, you know, with those people, places, or things that are going to help you. Okay. And then lastly, under the possibilities, we have, if you could give your teenage self one piece of life advice, what would it be? All right, so that's a very interesting question, okay, to reflect on, especially going back to this inner child. It's asking you to kind of let that inner child out. So maybe there are some things from your teenage life for some of you that may subconsciously need to be addressed. All right, so that's a good question for you. If you could give your teenage self one piece of life advice, what would it be? All right, my lovely Geminis, I really hope you like this component that I have added to my readings, a point of reflection for yourself. If so, please let me know in the comments. Also, if you like the video, please be sure to hit the likes up button, as well as to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, my lovelies, take care and bye-bye.